Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got a book haul for you. Alright, so today we're talking all about the books that I've gotten since... I actually don't remember when the last book haul that wasn't for Christmas or my birthday was, so maybe October, November of last year. So, and these are just the physical books. So it's mostly going to be an ebook haul, and a lot of these books I've actually gotten for free because they've been on like Kindle Unlimited, or not Kindle Unlimited, they've been on Kindle, like Stuff Your Kindle events, or they've been free from different authors. And because there are so many, I'm probably not going to go into too much detail about most books. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. Alright, so first up I have Royal Crush. This is the first book in a new series from Lindsey. It is a royal romance. Next up I have Pucked Up. This I think is the second book in Lindsey's sled hockey series. Next up I have Infuriating, which was the last book in the Elite Protection Services series, and I've already read this. It was really, really great way to end the series. Next up is Snowstorm and Sugar, both by Lindsey. You guys couldn't tell, Lindsey is one of my favorite authors, and they constantly have their books up for free for like a weekend. So if you guys are interested in romances with disabilities and things, and mental health rep, I would definitely recommend checking out their newsletter and keeping an eye on their Kindle shop. I have the Misfit Mage and His Dashing Devil. This is the first book in a new series from Bennet. Next up I have Alpha Dragon's Wolf, which I finished in April and was such a good place to end this particular part of the series. Next up I have Zone Entry, which is a college hockey romance, I think. Next up I have The Shadows Beyond. This is like an urban fantasy romance, I think. Next up I have One Last Try, and then I also have The Tighthead, which I think is the first in a rugby series by Charlie Novak. Next up I have the first of my physical books, and that is Yarichin Bitch Club, which is a manga that is definitely not for those under 18. And this one I got off of Pango. Next up I have Vengeful Bonds Season 1. This is the first in the Vengeful Bonds series. I have Passing Through Purgatory, which is a urban fantasy coffee shop romance. Next up I have some more physical books. I have Lost in Amber and Gardens and Ghosts. This is the fourth and fifth book in the Relic series. These are following Dinosaur Shifters, and I was so excited, and I'm so excited that Gardens and Ghosts is so chunky for this series because these have been like novellas that are really, really sweet and just like so much fun. Next up I have A Veiled and Hallowed Eve. This is the seventh book in the Soulbound series, and this is a series that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite urban fantasies. I'm so excited to dive into this because this series is just so good. I have My Noisy Roommate Volume 2. This is a ghost relocation manga. It's following some ghost hunters that work for a real estate office trying to find new homes for ghosts. And it's a series that I really am starting to enjoy. Next up I have another manga, and that is Dysfunctional Family Theory. This is a new one. This is following two guys who had a relationship with the same girl, and that girl had a child, and then she passed away. The child is living with the grandparents, and the grandparents contact both of the guys, and they don't want them to do a DNA test, so they're like, you're both gonna live with the child for a while, and the child's gonna choose who she wants to be their dad. So it's kind of a twisted family dysfunction story, and I'm here for it. Next up I have Thick as Thieves. I think this is by Lucy Lennox. I also have Fan Service, which is a non-binary and poly romance featuring sex workers who are like collaborating on a project together, and this just looks really fun. It's also urban fantasy, and I think two of the main characters are minotaurs, so this just looks fun all around, plus the main character is plus size. Next up I have Saving You, which is part of a very large series that Lindsey did with single parents or single dads. Next up I have Tender, which is part of another series that Lindsey is doing. I think this one is poly and an age gap. Next up I have My Revenant, which is one that I've been looking forward to reading. This is a urban fantasy, it's like a dark urban fantasy magical kind of story, and it just looks really fun. Next up I have Off the Boards, which is another hockey romance, and I think this one is a college hockey romance. And then I also have The Night We Fell, which is a holiday romance from Lindsey. This is following a rock star who's kind of hit rock bottom, I think. And we're into the last part of the physical books that I have. The first of which is apparently Sir Cameron Needs to Die. This is romantasy following Sir Cameron and the mad scientist Rulo, who are fated to be together in a prophecy, But Tsurukame is very cowardly of a knight, and the magician or like the sorcerer is just like not having it. He's like, I need you to leave. But also Tsurukame is very much into him, and I'm just here for this because this is really, I've been told it's very, very funny, and I got a really good recommendation. Also, it's got some really cute, pretty sprayed edges. So yes, please. Next up I have Our Family Now and Then. This is following a former Yakuza member who has a child, and he falls in love with somebody that he knew from his past. And I'm here for it. Next up I have Resurrection Reprise. This is kind of a spin-off of the Soulbound series. This is following a new character within the universe of this world, and I'm so excited because this one is like just a one-off adventure set in Seattle instead of New York or Chicago. And last but not least, I have the guy she was interested wasn't a guy at all. This is the Green Yuri, and just like the artwork is so pretty, and I'm so excited to dive into this. I love the use of color in this. It's so vibrant and pretty, and just, yes please. Hi guys, Editing Megan here. I do have a few more books to add to this book haul. So first up I have the Fake Divination Offense. This is the second book in the Magic and Romance series, and I'm so excited to dive into this. Next up I have a newer release manga, and that is Honeybee and Lemon Balm Volume 1. This is following a former Yakuza member who runs a late night flower shop. Next up I have How to Deal with When Your Intimidating Neighbor is Actually an Omega Volume 2. This one is definitely not for those under 18, but I'm so excited to dive into this because I loved Volume 1 so much. Next up I have Love Bullet Volume 1. This is a really interesting take on like Cupid and like romance with an asexual main character. Next up I have Therapy Game Restart Volume 5. This one I didn't even know was out yet, and I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite, like all-time favorite manga series. And last but not least I have May I Have a Taste. This is a vampire manga, and it's definitely not for those under 18. Alright, so those are the books that I got for this little mini book haul at the end of this longer book haul video. Now back to the end of the video. So that is all the books I've gotten recently, probably within the last 6 or 8 months. Anyway, what have you guys gotten recently? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!